Hello YouTube, I'm Ditta from Ditta Reads, and today I wanted to do a review video about The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So that's going to happen. The Night Circus is mainly about two characters. You have Celia and you have Marco. And both of them are magicians, and the story is about how they have to compete against each other, and it's not exactly clear in the beginning how they compete or how everything comes together, but it's all taking place mostly in the Night Circus, so that explains the title, because there is a circus. But the story is about Celia and Marco and their competition and figuring out what everything means and what it exactly is. And then we have some nice twists and thrills, and that's what I was going to say about where it's about, because I don't want to spoil anything, and I think it's a really good book, but I will get to that. But yeah, two magicians, Night Circus, awesome cover. It's a great promise for a good book. And the book did live up to the promise of being a good book, because I really enjoyed reading this book. I did give it on Goodreads 4.5 stars after I was a bit in doubt whether or not I should give it 5 stars or 4 stars or something between, so I went for something in between. But I want to talk about this book. So yeah, the first thing I really liked about this book was the style it was written. It's really you have a lot of descriptions, and you can really get into the feeling you are actually in like the Night Circus, in like this magical place that a circus creates, and you can feel the feeling and the descriptions. You can also almost hear it, you can almost feel it, you can almost smell the caramel apples and all the stuff. I really like that. I really like the way you have like nice descriptions in this book without it being like an obstacle. You know, sometimes long descriptions can be an obstacle because you want to really read and know what the story is about, but you have all these descriptions about these things you don't really care about. But in this book it's different. I really enjoyed the descriptions about places, about people, everything, and it was really nice read because of that. So that's a really good thing about this book. But it also made for me that it was a bit of a slower read, and I did, to be honest, take like 4 months to finish his books. It was a really busy time though, but I did read it in that time, so that's a bit long, but it wasn't really that big of a problem because it was a bit of a slower read and I could pick it up again every time I had some time. So that was really nice, but it is a bit of a slower read, and normally I'm all about fast-paced reads, you know, because I like that. But I did like how this book took it a bit slower, and I got to experience it with the descriptions, and you know, it took some more time to read this book. And I really enjoyed how the writing style was, how the descriptions were, how it was a bit slower paced than what I usually read. So that was all very good. So all those things were very pleasant. But then we also have the characters. And I think that's the greatest point in this book, the greatest thing, you know, about a book. Sometimes it's plotline, or sometimes it's just the fast-paced way it's written. But in this book, I really think that the main points that make it so good are the characters. The characters didn't feel like rushed or anything, or like I had like a longer time span in the book, because we meet them when they are a bit younger, they are children, and in the end they are way older than they were in the beginning. Like normally they don't really age a lot, characters in a book, maybe like a year or so, or 2 years or a year per book, but it wasn't like this with this book, which I really appreciated because I feel like I really get to know the characters more in this book. Like the main point about this book is how the characters develop, how they change, what they think, and I really appreciate that in this book. We also get to know, you know, also get to read from this different perspectives, so you get to see the world from different point of views, and that is really nice in this magical place, which the Night Circus kind of is. Really is, actually, not kind of is. I really appreciate how Celia and Marco, but also Puppet and I know that little boy who comes along, whose name I forgot. and Puppet and Widget, and I really like reading about these characters, and especially Celia and Marco were the main characters, obviously. I really appreciate that this book had like a focus on the characters, and these characters made the plot line possible. It was like the plotline wasn't the biggest deal in this book, but it was very important because of the character development we had. So it really came together. But if I have to say what was most prominent in this book, then it would be like the characters and the descriptions of the world. And then after those two things, there would be the plotline, which I really appreciated and liked. But I just want to say that I really liked the characters in this book. So the characters in this book, I want to show it again because it's about this book and you can remember it better when you see it a lot. But I really liked the characters in this book. And then we also have like the plot, about which I'm not going to tell anything because I don't want to spoil it. But I will tell that it was really likable and that the ending was, for me, really surprising. It wasn't what I had really expected it to end like, but I did really enjoy it, and the plot was very nice. So overall, it was a very nice book. I really felt like when I was reading this, I was in this magical place, you know, like you can sometimes have with books. I was immersed in the world, and reading it just gave me a very pleasant feeling, which was really useful during a more busy time, so I could have like my relaxation and enjoy something when it's normally a bit stressed out in those times. So I really like this book. I rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars, so that's really good. I really love the characters, the plot was very nice, the descriptions, the writing style. I just really liked it. That's what I'm going to conclude. I really like this book, and I recommend reading this book if you like a bit of fantasy, or if you're really into like reading a book that's more focused on characters, or maybe a bit of a longer time span. Then I really like to recommend this book to you because I like recommending books and I want to recommend this book, and it makes me happy. So definitely check this book out if you are interested in it. And then I will end this video. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy life and be happy. Goodbye.